is no newsflash that Americans don't trust the media. At 31%, that number hasn't been this low in 5 decades. Nor is it shocking that their news habits are fractured or that there's a straight line between the type of media Americans consume and their viewpoints. Here with me for an update on where we are vis-a-vis the news is Public Matters reporter Amita Sharma. Welcome, Amita.
It's good to be with you, Maya.
Can you please break it down for us? How are Americans consuming the news and what are they consuming?
Well, a majority of Americans are getting their news from devices, no surprise, a computer, a tablet, a smartphone. 29% of them are going to actual news websites. The rest of them are going to social media. I believe Facebook is the most popular, followed by YouTube, then Instagram. And another surprise, actually, another point that's not a surprise is that most of these people tend to be younger. Elisa Shearer is a senior researcher at the Pew Research Center, which collected the data. And she says it is very common for people to get their news on social media by chance.
Back to how people get their information, about a third of Americans often turn to TV for their news. Fewer still for radio and print. The New York Times has the highest number of subscribers, 10.8 million, followed by Substack, The Wall Street Journal, and The Washington Post. Fox News remains the most popular cable news channel, then MSNBC, with CNN in third. A poll just came out from the data firm YouGov, reaffirming what most of us already know. Democrats are much more inclined to believe the news than Republicans, but the latter's faith grew 7 percentage points from last year. Democrats trust PBS, the BBC, and NBC the most. Republicans, Fox News, Fox Business Channel, and Newsmax. To local voters' news habits match the poll.
So when I have the TV on at home, usually it's on Fox News. And then I do follow Fox News online. I follow Real America's Voices. I follow Newsmax. And I like to listen to podcasts, so I follow Rumble a lot as well.
Independent voter Mary Jo Petrovelli, who leans Democratic, reads the New York Times, the Washington Post, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Diego Union Tribune daily. She watches NBC Nightly News and CNN.
I also subscribe to Voice of San Diego and Axios locally and read their morning reports. I subscribe to The Bulwark, and my radio is, not to plug you all or anything, but my radio is like permanently set it to KPBS.
Dean Nelson is the director of the journalism program at Point Loma Nazarene University. He says it is crucial for a society to agree on a common set of facts and for people to view the news with deep curiosity.
You're on a quest. You're trying to find something. But if you live in a world of statements where this is it, this is a statement, this is the beginning, this is the end, then the root of the word statement is state. You're in a state, and you're not in any kind of motion at all.
And he advocates for people to consume the news with a dose of skepticism.
But that takes an active participatory inaction on the part of the consumer to maybe say, I wonder if that's true. And so then I'll maybe check another source or wait a day.
And just one more point on trust in the media, Maya. So both Democrats and Republicans have about the same level of trust in financial news sources such as Forbes or The Economist. But the most trusted news source in America, wait for it,
Okay.
is the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for that surprising information and for breaking all of this down for us. We really do appreciate it, Amita.
Thank you, Maya.
And this story is part of our Public Matters initiative. You can learn more about it on our website, kpbs.org/publicmatters.